Hey guys, welcome to this episode on what I like to call Runaway Train. Think of it as when you're trading out in life, if there a train coming at you, would you be stepping on the tracks while the train is still moving, or would you wait for the train to stop moving? So we're going to treat the stock the same way, because a lot of things and a lot of common mistakes that are made with the trading is because you're not letting the stock stop or the train stop moving. You're not letting it consolidate. You're not letting it wait until it shows you what it wants to do. You try to catch it while it's moving, and then that's when it catches you. All right, for example, let's say right here, we'll use this little box. Let's say we'll just have to start somewhere, so we'll just start right here for right now. So we got this little box right here. Yeah, we'll just go right there. And you're waiting because it's consolidating. You're waiting to see what the stock wants to do. So we'll call this like a train station. So you're just waiting to see if will it go to the upside or not. In this particular case, it decided to go down. So this definitely the trade is in a downtrend right now. Based on this one, we're not going to go out to a higher time frame. We're just going to stick with what we see for right now. So it's going down. So what it's pulling is one of those reverse things where it tries to kick people out before it takes off, or trick people into thinking that you're going to be getting into a trade on going long, and it comes right back in because it never really closed outside the box. It went out and came right back in, and then it goes in the moving. Now the train is moving. So trying to catch this now would be the worst time to do anything because it's not consolidating. It's still moving. That is not consolidation. That is just still moving around. It's still doing its thing. It's still, moving. So like, okay, so you have to wait for it to stop somewhere before you decide to jump in. This is still a moving train. There's nothing there. So here we go. Is this a good place to get in? Nope. It hasn't stopped yet. We're waiting for it to slow down. All right. So it came down here. It's turning around. We need it to break this area. Let me change it to the other one. Cancel that. We need it to break this last high for it to be considered a change in trend. Because of right now, we're still going in a very bearish direction. Okay, it is in a range at the moment. If you look from here all the way back here, it's sitting like in a range. It just kept bouncing back and forth, but it's not showing us if it wants to keep falling or what does it want to do. So we kind of have to wait it out and see what it wants to do. All right. So now it's showing its face. Now it's telling us what it wants to do. So now you have an opportunity to jump in before jumping in too early. Oops. All right. So it came out, it got pushed back in, and then it closed out here. Now you have a opportunity to buy into the trade, because it's staying outside here, but it's consolidating. So it moved up, it consolidated, so we wait. We don't really know, but this thing can easily just decide to fall. We're still in a downtrend. Remember, the main bias of the stock was to go down. So until it shows us, it's really not much of a jump up, and here we go, consolidating again, and then it jumped up, and now you got a good buy. So let's say you get in here, you buy in, and let's see how we do. Because we're about 37.84, jumping to about 40 bucks. Hey, we're doing pretty good. Came right back to 38, so we're doing not too bad. But it might. Oh, I really thought it was gonna kick us out, but we did good because it went back to that support and resistance right there. It retested it. So that's a good buy right there. And off it goes. We're doing pretty good. Oh, still testing it. Nope. Doing pretty good. We got a nice little move. So now, if you got in, you're doing pretty good. Now you're just letting it ride. If you're in, you just wait until it breaks this last one down here before you get out. Give yourself enough room for let the market move, do its own thing. But if you didn't get in and you missed out on this, where should you be getting in? There's nothing here telling you where you can get in except this little arrow right here. Remember, think of them as stations. The train took off and now it's just sitting there. So if you don't catch it here and already kept moving, this is not a good time to buy, because the odds of them coming down is, as 50-50. They can go up or down. So a lot of times people buy here and the market bites you. It comes back down on you. Oh, in this case it went up. Very nice. It's doing pretty good. It's doing its thing. And now we're waiting to see. Here now it's another station right here. Now I'm calling them not by their proper name, but I'm trying to get you to think of it as this is where you should be looking to buy in here, not in motion, because this could easily just come right back down on you. Now that it's consolidating, it's thinking what it wants to do. Now you're waiting for something. This will be a good signal to buy. Doesn't mean it's going to go in your favor, but it's definitely, your odds are better buying right there. Let's see what it does. Oh, it came back to test it. So it might have kicked you out. Oh, let's change it to the other one so that will make the lines longer. Yeah, it's playing with this area, so this would be, it's not respecting this area, because when you want, the market needs to respect it, it has to stay, like for example, here's support. It went up, it respected that. It just would not break it. It came right back in it. This one, it's playing in both sides. It's becoming support, it's becoming resistance, becoming support, becoming resistance. This is a dangerous trade. So if you were, let's say you got in here and now it's doing this to you, you're better off getting out of the trade than all of a sudden the market falling and taking a lot of your money with it. Just get out, wait for another cleaner trade to get into. Let's see what it does. Oh, it's starting to fall. It came right back. And it keeps testing that area, don't it? So it's practically sitting in this range, this one right here that I started originally. It doesn't know what it wants to do yet. So would you consider this in here a good buy for the long? Yeah, because between here and here, this is the area where the market likes to keep coming in. You can sell up here, keeps coming in, keeps going back up, keeps coming in until it fails, until it breaks the $46.27. It's technically still wants to push up. You still have good movement here from 47 all the way up to $54. It's a nice little run. So this is the area that you can look for support that it can be get you little runs out of until it fails. And there it goes again. And now it broke underneath it. So now this is no longer a valuable play. I keep grabbing the wrong one. So this is where long ended. So now people shorting the market will come in, or you have to wait for it to see what it does. It's testing it. Now it's doing the same thing in reverse. It's picking this area as its area to buy before it gets pushed down. Comes back up, it gets pushed down, and there it goes. Down it went. So is this considered consolidation? Well, box it up and find out. But sometimes you really don't know until you try it. So we're going to box it from, just box it from right here to right here for right now, just to see what it does. Which way it wants to go. Still a runaway train, looks like. Because it definitely doesn't know what it wants to do. That is not outside. I would not consider that going up yet. Yep, see? Because it's not really outside of it. It's still inside this area. And we don't know what direction it wants to go. It's still considered a dangerous train to buy. For us to sit here and be like, oh yeah, this is going to go up, it can easily just go down. Yeah, there it goes. That would have taken your money if you would have thought that was going to go back up. So we don't know what's going to happen. Now it's consolidating right here. So would this little wick here be considered breaking out of this consolidation? Nope. That is still inside the train station. We don't know what it wants to do yet. Well, there you go. Now we have something. So if you decide to buy, you got to consider what is the area that it had problem the last time. So if you jump in, you'd be like, well, here is where it sat the last time on it. So it could hit this area and bounce right back down again. So if you buy around $33, you might get to 38, or you might not, or you might hit this line from a previous. Like say I was dancing there before. This was dancing from way back here. Ooh, yeah, can't go that far back. So in that case, it bounced off and it got rejected. So you got to remember what happened to the left of it before you jump in. Just because you get out of the station does not mean it won't be rejected. Yeah, and it got rejected, down it went. Okay, that's why I like using these lines that go straight to the right of it, because it will give you, future projections of where it will come back to. So here's a runaway train still. Does that look like an opportunity to buy in? Nope. You want to know why? Because it didn't consolidate. It's still a runaway train. Yeah, it doesn't know what it wants to do. Look at that. If you thought you would have been good here, it would have stomped you right out again. Until it consolidates, it's considered a runaway train. And this is why a lot of times people buy in this area. They see this nice little run. People call it out. They're like, oh, this is awesome. They're going to buy right in this area right here. And then they make a little bit of money, and then the market stomps you out. And then you wonder why you're losing the money. It's because you didn't allow it to consolidate. You didn't give it a chance to sit there and then wait for it to come out of this area. If you would have given this thing a chance, you would have seen that it would have broken to the downside. So you would have not gotten in too early, waited for the market or the train to stop running. All right, guys, so hopefully this gives you a little bit of idea of how the stock market moves. And I like to call this the runaway train trading strategy. See you guys in the training room.